So day 2 of the RNC concluded last evening, Nez Nation, and I'm going to share with you why. First of all, I'm going to share with you what I think is the most powerful speech in probably convention history. I mean, I literally feel that way, and I'll tell you why I feel that way. And also, it's not Vivek, even though I did think Vivek absolutely knocked it out of the park. I think you're going to be surprised, but I want to watch this entire speech. It's literally the only speech last night, and maybe even throughout the entire RNC so far, that Trump stood up and gave an actual standing ovation. I want you to watch this real, authentic, heartfelt speech from a mother, a patriot, a concerned citizen, and somebody who is speaking straight from the core of her being. And just watch it, and then we'll talk about it.
My son, Sergeant Hassan Korea, an Afghanistan War retired veteran. He received enemy fire from the Taliban, only to be murdered with a knife on the streets of New York City. The 4 assailants responsible for his death initially were facing justice, but that changed when District Attorney Alvin Bragg was elected. Suddenly, 2 of the homicidal maniacs responsible for my son's death had their gang assault and murder charges completely dismissed.
That's her son right there.
One of them received 14 months time served. Alvin Bragg charged her with assault with a shoe. And another one was sentenced to 7 years. I later learned that Alvin Bragg often dismisses and reduces dangerous criminals. He wants to clear the jails and return violent felons onto our streets every day. The injustice was devastating for me and my family. I don't want anyone else to experience the senseless pain that many other victims across this United States of America have to live with every day. So I decided to use the voice that God gave me to be the voice for the voiceless across America. We need justice for victims, and we need accountability for prosecutors who fail in their duty. Soft on crime prosecutors like Alvin Bragg in New York, Kim Foxx in Chicago, and George Gascon in Los Angeles have turned our great country and cities into war zones. Poor and neglected communities like mine are suffering. And who else in here is sick and tired of being sick and tired?
Amen to that, sister.
The Democratic Party that poor minorities have been loyal to for decades, including myself, all right? They betrayed us. They stabbed us in the back. Joe Biden and Kamala Harris, who claim to represent us, have abandoned us. They neglected the poor minority communities across America. But mine eyes have been opened.
I love it. How do you not love it?
Just like so many other poor minorities across America. Donald Trump shares our values, love of God and family and country. of the same corrupt system that I have been and my family has been. He is committed to providing economic opportunities, helping those suffering from addiction with long-term inpatient drug programs, rolling back deadly bail reform policies that are getting our children killed every single day, and supporting our police. We back the NYPD. We back the blue.
You gotta love it. You gotta stand up. Let me know in the comments, what do you think of this amazing speech?
Back the blue! NYPD, black the blue! Trump was right when he said, they're after us. He's just standing in the way. Guess what? He always will. That's why I'm standing with him today. Let's make America safe again.
Woo!
And re-elect our Donald J. Trump.
Look at that. He's beaming with pride and love. Respect.
Thank you, and good night.
Wow, how powerful was that? Now, I know I'm going to get a lot of people in the comments saying, no, I thought Vivek was better. No, I thought Ron DeSantis was better. I thought their speeches were phenomenal. I'll show small clips from each of those too, because I agree. I think they're fantastic. I'm going to tell you why I think that this amazing speech by Madeline Brame was so important, okay, and so powerful for a couple of reasons. The first reason is this. Most of these politicians who speak at these conventions throughout history, it's kind of known, I mean, you know this, I know this, most people know this. You know, when you pick certain speakers like senators, representatives, people who have been in government for a while, people who are looking to get reelected, people who are battling the incumbent or the president candidate, now turning all of a sudden over a new leaf and saying we must unite the party. Hint, hint, Nikki Haley. It's not their reasons for doing so are dubious at best. I'm not saying that they don't support the president. I'm not saying they don't support the nominee or the candidate. But what I'm saying is it comes across a little less authentic. And most of them are boring anyway, because they're just really kind of hollering talking points and kind of repeating the same thing that they all say over and over again, especially with the Hippocrats. That's my new name, by the way, for the Democrats, the Hippocrats, because their hypocrisy knows no bounds. This is an authentic, real human being in Miss Brame. She doesn't have anything to gain. All these other politicians and all these other speakers, most of them, 95% of them, if not higher, they have something to gain. They're actually, governors, etc. They're speaking really for themselves first. Let's just be honest. If we're really being honest, they're speaking for themselves first. They're either trying to get reelected, they're trying to either, fulfill ambitions of elevating their career in the political hierarchy and ladder in their party. It's just the truth. Madeline has nothing to gain from this. She's not trying to win a seat. She's not trying to get reelected. Any kind of notoriety or fame is probably going to be very, very minimal at best. Maybe a few opportunities come out of this. But it's not evident, again, studying Aristotle's principles of rhetoric, ethos, pathos, logos, audience, purpose, message. It's not evident. Her authenticity absolutely bleeds through the camera. Her energy, her vivaciousness, her conviction is so powerful. And I think that this should happen more, not just in the RNC, but in every single convention, in all party get-togethers like this where they galvanize the base. They should have real, authentic people speaking, okay, and sharing their stories because they're more relatable. They're more authentic. Authenticity is key. That's part of the reason why Vivek and other up-and-comers like Hawley, Senator Hawley, etc., that's why they've been coming across so well, even J.D. Vance, because they are emblematic of that one thing that they all need to have, which is relatability. Nobody has that better than Trump. Like, Trump is so likable, has such a magnetic, charismatic personality because he's real. He doesn't read off teleprompters like Tombstone Biden does. And so but the risk is you get normal, quote unquote, whatever that means, people coming to these conventions and speaking, essentially non-politicians and people who don't have anything to gain. Most of them can't command an audience. They're not used to this type of platform, speaking in front of this many people. And I don't have to tell you that probably one of the biggest fears or phobias is public speaking. There was even one study, because I've actually used to teach public speaking at the university. I've cited this study to my students many times, that next to that actually public speaking in front of people is even higher on the fear scale than death itself. So more people fear public speaking than death, which is, I mean, it's true. Look this up yourself. Do your own research. I always advocate that. So the fact that she not only came across so authentic, but her boisterous, energetic, vivacious, powerful, impactful words come straight from visceral authenticity and experience. That's why this is the greatest speech at the RNC by far, and perhaps even one of the greatest speech, if not the greatest speech, in convention political history. I'm willing to go that far because it comes from truism. It comes from a relatable place. It comes from actual experiential frameworks and roots. So absolutely love that. So powerful. And you can tell she meant every single word. Now, I want to hear your thoughts on that. Let me know in the comments down below. What do you think of what I just said? What do you think of Madeline Brame? What do you think of her speech? Do you agree, disagree? I don't care if you oppose me. I don't care if you call me crazy. I want to hear from you because I love, you know me, one of my biggest pastimes is research. Not only did I do it all the time as a career, but I love to do research and I love to make the best content possible. So I love hearing from you. It actually helps me make and create better content for you. So please leave a comment and let me know. I read them all. I may not be able to respond to them all. It's physically impossible, but I do check them all out. So please leave a comment down below. Now, let's check out a little clip from Vivek, because I do think Vivek knocked it out of the park. Check this out.
Success is unifying. Excellence is unifying. That's who we are as Americans. That's who we've always been. To those of you watching this at home tonight, I'd like to deliver a message that the media doesn't want you to hear from the Republican Party. Our message to Black Americans is this: the media has tried to convince you for decades that Republicans don't care about your communities, but we do. We want for you what we want for every American: safe neighborhoods, clean streets, good jobs, a better life for your children, and a justice system that treats everyone equally, regardless of your skin color and regardless of your political beliefs. Our message to every legal immigrant in this country is this: you're like my parents. You deserve the opportunity to secure a better life for your children in America. But our message to illegal immigrants is also this: we will return you to your country of origin, not because you're all bad people, but because you broke the law. And the United States of America was founded on the rule of law. Our message to millennials, speaking as one myself: yes, it's true. Our government sold us a false bill of goods with the Iraq War and the 2008 financial crisis, loading up our national debt that falls on our generation's shoulders, telling us that if we took out college loans, we'd somehow get a head start on the American dream, when it hasn't worked out that way. But we can't just be cynical about our country, because the United States of America is still the last best hope that we have. And we deserve a better class of politician, one who actually tells us the truth, even if it comes with some mean tweets from time to time.
Pretty good. Pretty good.
And our message to Gen Z is this: you're going to be the generation that actually saves this country. You want to be a rebel? You want to be a hippie? You want to stick it to the man? Show up on your college campus and try calling yourself a conservative. Say you want to get married, have kids, teach them to believe in God and pledge allegiance to their country. Because you know what? Fear has been infectious in this country, but courage can be contagious too. That too is what it means to be an American. And you know what? If you're at home and you disagree with everything I just said, our message to you is this: we will still defend to the death your right to say it, because that is who we are as Americans. We are the country where we can disagree like hell and still get together at the dinner table at the end of it. That is the America I know. That is the America we miss.
There's no question that Vivek is probably one of the best speakers. I mean, I've said this many, many times. If, Obama was a conservative and actually, believed in America, we would have, that's who Vivek is. And he would be Vivek. So I think Vivek is phenomenal. I think he's amazing. A lot of people hate the fact that I say this, but I think it's absolutely true. And you know me, I always try to give you the truth, the unvarnished truth. I think, if his name was altered just slightly, something that had a little bit more, I don't know, closer to something traditional, something American traditional. I'm not saying that he should disavow his heritage. Don't get me wrong. I believe in none of that stuff. I don't believe in skin tone. I don't believe in ethnicity. I don't believe in background. America is all about the best person for the job. The best idea wins. Meritocracy. But I do think that, you have to be realistic. And I think his name, Vivek Ramaswamy, it doesn't have that ring of American spirit, even though and people do judge by that. They just do. So I'm being realistic. I know you don't like to hear that, and it sounds awful. I don't even like saying it, but I think it's the truth. And again, please, I am the last person on planet Earth. Okay, my parents were just like Vivek's. My parents were immigrants who came in legally in the 70s. My brother and I were born and raised in this amazing country that I love to death. And so we have last names and names that are not very American traditional sounding either. So I'm coming from somebody who just is trying to be a pragmatist. Anyway, I'd love to hear your thoughts on that. So let's check out a quick clip of Ron DeSantis. I think Vivek is amazing, but let's check out a quick clip from Ron DeSantis.
Now, Donald Trump stands in their way, and he stands up for America. Donald Trump has been demonized. He's been sued. He's been prosecuted, and he nearly lost his life. We cannot let him down, and we cannot let America down. It is the values of this Republican Party that reflect our nation's founding principles. We believe schools should educate, not indoctrinate. We stand for parents' rights, including universal school choice. We support law and order, not rioting and disorder. We seek a strong, focused United States military, not one distracted by a social agenda. We reject entrenched political class, and we demand term limits for members of Congress.
Woo! That's a good one. So those, I think, are the biggest highlights. Obviously, I think Madeline Brame's speech really is the best one. Vivek is a very, very close second, if not tied for first, honestly. I love Vivek. I think Vivek's amazing. I think his patriotism is so evident. His love of country is so evident. His ability to communicate, convey in non-mundane, boring terms and ways is so awesome. I love it. Because so many of these guys are boring. I mean, am I the only one? Let me know in the comments. And I think DeSantis, DeSantis did a good job too. Not maybe the most powerful. I think he did a really good job, probably close third. The rest kind of became moot. I didn't really feel anybody else. I don't think Ben Carson. I like Ben Carson. Don't get me wrong. I think he's a little too sleepy for my taste. But that's just me. I have a lot of respect for him as a doctor. I think he says amazing things. He stands for amazing things. He has great values and principles. But I just don't even think his speech, it doesn't have that inspirational impact that these other guys did. But I'd love to hear from you. I throw this off to you, Nez Nation. Let me know in the comments what you think. Did you watch it? Now, we are going to be going live tonight. J.D. Vance is going to be speaking. We've got the Trump's sons are going to be speaking. I think there's going to be a big surprise tonight. Huge. It's going to be the first time. I think this is the real introduction to J.D. Vance, who, if you haven't heard, is now Trump's pick for VP. He's on the ticket, J.D. Vance. And so it's going to be his real kind of moment here to let the world know why he is qualified to perhaps be president of the United States. I mean, he could be president. God knows with what's happening with Trump. His age maybe is a small factor, not even close to a biggest factor as Tombstone Biden. But, you know, all these things coming at Trump's way, and dare I say, God forbid they try again to assassinate him, this guy could actually be the next president of the United States. So huge speech tonight. Make sure you tune in. Make sure you follow. Make sure you subscribe. In the pinned comment, this is your fail-safe, your insurance policy. In the pinned comment is our free newsletter. Free. Become a Nez Nation Insider so you never miss out on all the top live breaking news that mainstream media, woke, leftist, propagandist media won't share with you right to your inbox. It's free. It's in the pinned comment down below. I highly beseech you to sign up for that. Can't wait to see you. Check out these videos coming up on the screen right there. Follow, subscribe. Please tap that thumbs up. And as always, God bless you and may God bless America. I'll see you soon.